with Emily. Today we're returning to visual memory. Just to recap on what that is, we're trying to build up a visual dictionary of images that you can draw on from your mind realistically. So we all remember words to say and to speak, and this is the alternative in the visual language. So we're trying to build our visual language. As ever, all we need is a pencil and paper. Ideally, we do this with a pen, not a pencil, but if you don't have a pen, don't worry, go ahead with a pencil. And as last time, it will appear on the screen over here. So we're going to start with describing it. So this image is a little bit more memorable, hopefully. We have a seahorse, which is a policeman. So a police horse, it could be known as. So this police horse is looking towards me. So just remember that its nose, its very long, lovely nose, mouth, is looking towards me. So its head then curves up and it curves around, a bit like a plummeting roller coaster. So it comes all the way down and then it curves up and its tail wraps around in a swirl. So we have a very long nose pointing left towards me, and its tail curls in the same direction towards me. And it goes up and in and finally hooks around. It has a fin on the right hand side of its body, and it has little spiky ridges going all the way around its tail, and the ridges only start after the fin, so they come all the way around inwards. So hopefully this is quite memorable because it's probably an image you've seen before, a seahorse. We're going to put a siren on his head. So the siren is after his head bends round and it's about to hit the completely downwards direction, and it goes outwards, and it's got 3 spurty bits to make it to make out that the siren is going off. Its police jacket is a little bit bigger than where the fin is. So we're looking at it, and the jacket, it starts wide and then it slopes downwards and finishes a lot narrower. It has the word police on it, which helps, and it has a pocket. So a little pocket towards the left-hand side of the jacket. So we have our seahorse. It's facing towards me, towards the left-hand side. Its tail curls all the way round. It has spikes after the fin. Its jacket starts wide and slopes inwards. And it has a siren on its neck, which has 3 lines to show that it's whirling around. So that's the seahorse, the sea policeman, seaman, police horse, anything you want to call it. We now need to look at the environment underneath. So underneath we have 3, on the left hand side, we have 3 small pieces of wiggly coral. So there's 3. So we have 2 pieces, we then have a really big coral, and then we have our 3rd little coral. So 2 on the left, small coral, big coral, small coral, big coral. The first big coral curls to the left and the second one curls to the right. So 5 pieces of wiggly coral on the left hand side. And on the right hand side we have 3 lumps, so a small lump, a slightly bigger lump, and then the biggest lump, almost looks like a rock pile of coral. This is also coral, different type, and they have loads of little holes on it because that's what this coral looks like. So we have the seahorse in the middle. On the left we have 5 pieces of coral, different heights, and on the right we have 3 lumps of a different type of coral with small holes on it. So I really want you to fixate on the image. embedded in your mind. Stare at it. We've got 5 seconds until it gets taken away, and then we're going to draw it together from memory. And I'm going to give you a couple of hints along the way to make it easier. But if you don't want the hints and you want to do it completely by yourself, mute me. So just press the mute button on the video. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's gone. Are you ready? Okay, so we are going to start with the head of the seahorse. So remember which direction we're pointing the head in. It's a very long snout, and it goes up, and then it plummets like a roller coaster. Remember, it's got a bit of a, everyone has a stomach, and as does this seahorse. So as we come downwards in our roller coaster, we then start to bend around and swirl the tail. So it goes around, and then it hooks. So you should now have the body. We have the snout facing towards me, the body going up, plummeting roller coaster, bends round in the tail, which curls round and hooks. Do you remember what comes next? We have to put an eye on the seahorse. We then have the fin. So the fin is on the back. And then after the fin, we have the spikes. All the way down the tail. Try and visualize, what do these spikes look like? Are they just lines, or are they bendy? Remember that visual image that you have from staring at it. Bendy lines. I just gave it away, sorry. But I gave you time to remember it. So all the way around and in. Hopefully you're at the same point as me, but if not, don't worry, you can pause it. So we next have to put the siren on. Remember, the siren is just before, well, actually I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to give you a few seconds to remember. Where is the siren? And how do we know it's the siren? So it's just before we plummet in the roller coaster, and we have some lines to know that it's a siren. So next we have the jacket. Where is the jacket? And what does it look like? And what gives away the fact that this is a police horse? What ornaments does the jacket have? Can you remember? And is there anything you can add to the body of the seahorse to make it a little bit more textured? I'm going to make up a couple of things. I'd love to see what you make up. What texture you think the body is. Brilliant. So now we're moving from the body and we're going into the background, so this at the bottom of the picture. So have a think. I'm going to give you a bit of time to think by yourself, and then we are going to draw. So how many pieces of small coral are there before the big one? How many? Remember, it doesn't matter if you get it wrong. just do it as best as you can. So we have two pieces before the big one. And then we have one more piece before the next big one. So now what's on the right hand side of the picture? And what texture does it have? So, have a think. We have 3 lumps. And what texture? It's holy, isn't it? So we have holy coral on the right hand side. So, a couple more bits of imagination. What texture are you going to give to the coral on the left hand side? I'm going to make something up and I'd love to see what you do. And this way everyone drawing will have their own unique piece. So, texture. And I'm just going to do the texture on my bigger pieces of coral. Not on my smaller ones. Right, I finished mine. I'm about to show it, so pause it if you don't want to see it yet. So, we have our long-nosed seahorse with a very straight line that plummets down like a roller coaster. It bends round and curls inwards. We have our bendy ridges all the way around the body, our fin, our jacket, and our siren. I added little wiggly lines to make it feel like it's a bumpier texture, so I'd love to see what you've done there. And then on the bottom, we have 1, 2 big pieces of coral. We have 1, 2, 3 smaller pieces. I've added some eye-like patterns onto mine. Again, love to see if you've done anything different. And then I've got my 3 rocks of coral on my right hand side, and they're holy in texture. So I hope that was a memorable game and you had a bit of fun turning it into something unique as well. I certainly love drawing animals. I just really enjoy this kind of whole creating a scene underwater, and it's especially fun when we challenge ourselves from memory. So that's it for today. If you want to share it on social media, please share it with the hashtag ArtKOnline so that I can see it and I can like it and share it with people. That would be really great and would boost my day. But for now, I will see you next time.